friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny, and I am so not an expert. Today's video might look a little bit different than normal. That is because after recording this video and sitting down to edit it, I realized that my mic had stopped working, so the entire video was muted. So, sorry about that, but I'll try and voice over as much as I can. Today, we're going to be working on Clue 2 of our Piazza puzzle mystery quilt from Cotton Cuts. If you haven't already, I'll put a link in the description box below to Clue 1 so you can take a look at that. And if you're interested in joining Cotton Cuts, make sure you go to their website at cottoncuts.com. So step 1 says we're going to be attaching 4 triangle A fabrics to a square F fabric. You can see here in the video that I'm trying to figure out exactly how to attach those because it was a little bit confusing at first. But because Cotton Cuts provided me with triangles that had the corners cut off, and normally they don't when you're attaching them to flat edges. But I decided to trust Cotton Cuts and their cutting measurements and decided to give it a whirl anyway. To make sure that my triangles were perfectly centered on that square, I went ahead and I used a trick that Donna Jordan taught me, where you fold the piece of fabric in half and make a very small crease at the top to mark the center. And then you do the same thing with the triangle piece, marking that center with just a little bit of a crease. And then when you put the two pieces together, the creases will line up perfectly, marking the center of the fabric, and you know that your pieces have matched up exactly the way that you need them to. From there, I went ahead and started sewing all 4 of those triangles up to each side of those squares. We had to make 4 of these, so it did take a little bit of time, but using that trick really helped to make sure that everything was centered exactly the way I needed it to be. Now you can do this one of 2 ways. You can attach the triangles going around in a circle one at a time, or you can do like I did, and you can match them up opposites. So you do the top and the bottom, and then the left side, and then the right side. Once all the pieces were sewn together, then I pressed all of the seams away from the center, making sure that they were nice and flat. And Cotton Cuts did not disappoint. The cut-off triangles turned out to match perfectly so that it made another beautiful square. Ta-da! Don't you just love those colors? So then we set those pieces aside and started on step 2. Step 2 told us that we needed to attach some small triangle E's and D's to a large triangle A. We were going to attach the small triangle E to the left side and the small triangle D to the right side, and we were going to make 4. And here are the finished blocks. I'm just showing everybody the differences between the two. The next step told us to make this exact same block, except we were going to be flipping those 2 sides. So I went ahead and made those up off camera, and then I brought you guys back when they were all done. And just like that, we were on to step 4. Step 4 told us we needed to grab those big squares again that we made earlier, and now we were going to attach these 2 smaller squares, or I guess rectangles, to each side, making sure that our fabric E was at the bottom of each of those sides. So here you can see I'm just laying those out on my table so that I can make sure that I'm going to sew them up correctly, and then I get started sewing them up. And this is what our blocks look like now. So then we set those pieces aside again and started on step 5. Step 5 told us we needed to attach 2 small triangle D fabrics to the top of a large triangle A fabric. We needed to make 4 of those, and then we needed to attach 2 C square fabrics to the left and right of that assembly. I love how bright these colors are. Our final step in the process was to attach those pieces to the top of the larger pieces we made earlier, finishing up our block. And just like that, our block is done! Yay! Gosh, it's so pretty. I love all the beautiful colors. Can you guys see the little circle there with the dotted fabric? It's so pretty. So, in the end, we did finally finish Clue 2, but it wasn't quite the video that I was hoping it was going to be for you guys. Thank you so much for your patience during these audio issues, but I think I've got them figured out, so the next videos should be pretty good. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel and don't forget to like this video. Thank you again so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys again really soon. Bye!